everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Barcelona have just beat Dortmund 3-2 away at the Signal Iduna Park, and what a game. I mean, considering our form, this was a really important game, and to win like we just have, there's been some great performances, some great just team play all around, especially away there where it's so tough to go to. I mean, we were neck and neck in the table. Dortmund had been doing so well in this Champions League campaign as well as Barcelona. So this was definitely going to be an intense match, but especially that second half. I mean, we have a lot to get into. Some player performances, a little bit of criticisms I do have, but it was just such a great game, so let's get straight into it. If we do start with the lineup, as you can see, Flick put out the strongest one he could, especially if you're going away to Dortmund, a team that stadium is could be very intimidating for some teams, and it's just really tough to play out. I mean, to put things into perspective, they haven't lost in the Champions League for 3 years, and considering some of the performances we had today, I mean, especially we'll get into some of them, this is definitely the lineup you want to have to compete with someone like Dortmund. Now, if we look at that first half, we were definitely doing really well. We were controlling the game well. We did have a few chances early on that just Rafinha and Level just unfortunately couldn't get to, but we were controlling the game well, especially our offside trap, and the defensive line was doing super well. Dortmund were getting a couple chances, nothing crazy, but they had a couple chances that were offside that we were just, like I said, doing well with that defensive line. Yamal as well. I mean, he had a great game today, but he played a beautiful pass to Rafinha with the outside of his foot. I mean, it's starting to be his signature at this point. He's just perfecting that pass. Unfortunately, Rafinha couldn't score the goal. It went wide of the post, but oh my God, what an assist that would have been again. And like I said, it was kind of back and forth. Barcelona were controlling more the half. I say we were doing pretty well, but Dortmund definitely did have a couple, like I said, chances here and there that they were, you could see that this was going to be a tough game. But we were just doing well, and I was hoping that, those first 20 minutes were pretty good. But you could see definitely there were some runs being made. I mean, even Rafinha was kind of getting frustrated because he was making a lot of runs and the through pass just wasn't getting there. I would say we kind of slowed down those last 20 minutes as well, which I was like, okay, at least, we're not panicking, we're controlling it well. But, I did want to see in the second half some more urgency, some more killer through passes and some more just chances on goal, because after a couple of chances, like I said, in the first 25 minutes, we kind of just fell off. Like, there wasn't really much going on. But that second half we're going to get into, it was crazy. So let's get into the second half. And getting into that second half, everything just ramped up. I mean, we were already having some good performances in the midfield, especially Pedri, Casado, and Olmo, which is all playing great. Casado was having great defensive work. Pedri, controlling the tempo. I wish he did play a few more through balls in the first half, but he just ramped it up in that second. Olmo, again, just showing why we paid so much for him. Yamal was also doing so great. And speaking of Olmo, I mean, our first goal just comes from him. He is able to get the ball back. We're on the counter. He plays a wonderful pass to Rafinha, which is just onside. I did think it was offside at first, but it was just onside. Rafinha slots it in, bottom right corner, and it was just, what a great way to get our first goal, especially to try to control the game. Unfortunately, we did give a penalty away to Dortmund. Kubarsi, it's a very soft pen, I'll admit, but he does put his hands on Guarci. I mean, if you put your hands on someone in the box, especially for Barca, you have to be careful because, they are probably going to call a pen. And, he was doing great up until that point. I mean, it happens, there's nothing you could really do about it. But he and Inigo were especially great in that defensive line. Now, Ferran, after they equalized 1-1, unfortunately, Peña did dive the right way, but he just wasn't able to get a hand to it. Ferran, Fermin, and De Jong then came on. And especially after they came on, I would say that's when, I thought, I was a bit worried with De Jong and Ferran coming on. De Jong, sorry. De Jong didn't really impress me again. He just wasn't having a good cameo. He hasn't. Besides the Mallorca game, he just really looks like he hasn't been there. Just wasn't able to get any really good passes off or, control the ball well. But it is. But Ferran is actually the one that surprised me, so we're going to get straight into that. Like I was saying, after those substitutions, they were actually good substitutions by Flick. Koundé was having great attacking play this whole game. Yamal plays a pass to him on the right wing. Koundé gets a cross into Fermin, who gets a powerful shot on it, but he's saved by the keeper. But Ferran is there to get the rebound. And despite how Ferran plays sometimes, I mean, he scored at this point. This was his third goal in 3 games straight. So even if he's not able to play that good, he's able to score at least. But unfortunately, a couple minutes after that, Dortmund do get a good pass. Young Koto, who came on in the second half, plays a great pass to Gross that I thought, it was going to be offside because of Sabitzer, but on the replay, it wasn't offside. Gross just makes a really good run in from deep, and it's 2-2. Now, I was like, okay, let's not have what was happening in the Betis game and stuff, but we really didn't show any signs of that. I mean, definitely Dortmund did get more and more chances, but we really weren't showing any signs of panicking and stuff. And especially you could see that we get on the counter attack again. Pedri gets the ball back. He steals the ball after a misplaced pass by the Dortmund player. Plays the ball to Yamal. And Yamal, like I was saying, he's been doing good all game. He was having some great dribbling, some great passes. He plays another wonderful pass to Ferran. I mean, what a ball it was. And Ferran, I was, kind of nervous because, like I said, Ferran, despite him scoring, was a bit nervous, him getting ball, but just what an ice-cold finish. I mean, he just takes his time, has such composure, and just when Ferran is at the top of his game, even if he's not doing well, he does have that shot. He can finish when he's at the top of his game, and what a finish, like I said, it was. And then after that, we didn't really panic. We didn't have no signs of panicking. We had a couple other subs as well, but we were just having great defensive play, especially right at the end. The last minute, Schlotterbeck gets a header in the last minute. I think it was a free kick or just a cross comes in, and it goes over the bar, and it was it was an intense game up until that point. And when that shot went over the bar, it was like, okay, now we can, breathe, because like I said at the beginning of the video, Dortmund haven't lost a match supposedly in the Champions League for over 3 years. Going away to their stadium is just very tough to do, and just the way we defended, that we were actually being the first team to beat them, especially with how we played. I mean, I would have been happy with a draw despite our form, but I'm really, really happy we were able to get the win and, just boost us up the table. I'll also go a little more in depth into a couple of the performances. I mean, everyone pretty much had a really good performance, so I won't go, too crazy with it, because if I start going every single individual player and, what I have to say about them, we'll be here forever. But definitely some great individual performances. Casado, he's just really, when he plays DM, he is the one that has to start in DM. He's just really defensively solid. He's also just technical and can make good passes, but really that work rate he has, that defensive work rate, the tackles he can make, just really a true ball winner. Oh, he was great. Pedri, just always dictating the play from deep. He's really good as well. Olmo, another great performance when he's at the top of his game. I mean, he always plays well, but just when he is at the top of his game, he's just unplayable, especially the attack. Lewandowski didn't really do much today, unfortunately, but Yamal and Rafinha, again, really great. Besides some of the subs, I would say Ferran did, obviously he scored too, so it was a good performance from him. But besides that, the young Paul Victor and Eric Garcia, the subs, they really didn't get to do much, because they just didn't really have much time. But really great performances all around, especially in the defensive line. Besides the penalty that was given away and, the good pass by Jan Koto. Really good defensive performance from everybody. Koundé, especially good defensive performance, especially against Gittins, that's a tough, winger to defend. Great play. Great attacking play as well today. Much, much better. He was kind of slacking a little bit over the last few games, but, great play from him. And really, yeah, that's all I had to say on the performances. I could go more in depth, but like I said, we'd be here forever. And just a great win for us. Now we are second in the table, 2 points ahead of Arsenal, Leverkusen, and a couple other teams. Second place, we are just 3 points behind Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool have been great all season. They've been one of the top teams. I mean, if you're going to say, top 5 teams, Barca and Liverpool definitely are there. But, like I said, tough game away at Dortmund, but we were able to get the win, and it's kind of flip-flop. I mean, in the Champions League, we're doing so well. La Liga, we're kind of struggling a bit, but, hopefully, we have 2 more games in the Champions League against Benfica and Atalanta, so hopefully we can win those and, keep up this good form. So let's just see how it goes. We're almost there at the tail end, and just what an intense game to have, especially from a neutral point of view. I feel like that was a really good game. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you next time.